This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com with a daily wrestling news update. AEW, who did a 0.37 rating last night. That was actually down from the previous week, which was CM Punk's Dynamite debut of 0.46. So down 0.11 points since the previous week. The two prior weeks before CM Punk's debut did a 0.35. And this is the Dynamite heading into their All Out this weekend. So, I mean, it's probably going to go down the more and more that CM Punk's return wears off on people. I already reported earlier about former WCW star Daphne passing away today after doing an Instagram live video last night where she appeared suicidal. I have to say, somebody sent me that video and I could only watch a few seconds of it. It's really too bad they didn't find her in time. I guess a bunch of people called the police in Gwinnett County, Georgia, where she had lived, but the police only had her old address, so they were not able to make contact with her. And I guess they found her this morning. She had worked for WCW in 1999 in a group with David Flair and Crowbar, and she actually held the WCW Cruiserweight Championship in 2000. That was the last I remember of her, but I guess she did also wrestle for TNA, where she ended up filing a lawsuit against them related to concussions. I will say one thing about concussions, and believe me, I've had my share over the years from both wrestling and security work, getting attacked. And the wrestling business, you're going to get concussions. It's part of the job description. But that is a sad situation. And I guess in her suicide video, she asked to have her brain donated for CTE research. So, as I said before, David Penzer did an interview with her for the Hannibal TV a few years ago that you can look up on this channel. I also posted it on the Hannibal TV Facebook page today, which all my streams also stream on there pretty much. But she had put on a lot of weight. If people remember her from WCW, she was always very lean. So I don't know, like, if that had to do with her depression as well. As Piper's coming in here to say hello to everybody. WWE has apparently dissolved their Japanese division, pulling out all interests in Japan. And apparently Seth Rollins is replacing John Cena as the guest on an upcoming episode of Broken Skull Sessions. So let's just say it's safe to say that Seth Rollins will not get as many views as John Cena on Broken Skull Sessions. David brings up Rockin' Robin interview. Well, I will give you some news, David. You're going to be happy. I am actually interviewing Rockin' Robin in less than a month. So you're going to get your Rockin' Robin interview. Jofo in the ring, checking in. Herb Simmons says, good evening. You can check out his Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling program Sunday nights at 9 Eastern, we post it on this channel as well as the Hannibal TV Facebook page. Jonathan mentions that my shiner gets better every day. Speaking of Piper, who tripped me the other night, causing me to go face first into the pavement. Hello, Maria. And yes, it is getting worse. I'm actually going to get it looked at tomorrow because I don't know how to do it, but like it's getting more red on the inside too. Someone's watching us on Twitch and says, "What's up? We are Great North Wrestling on Twitch." Jonathan is sad about Daphne. Anthony, how am I doing today? Happy 38th birthday to you, Anthony. I'm doing all right, but it's getting cold here already. People were bitching that it was hot here about a week ago, and now September has come and it's already getting cold. So I'm glad that I'm going to be going back to many states very soon and get away from the cold weather. Gerardo says that it can be hard dealing with mental health issues. Pretty much everyone has mental health issues. You just have to be able to control them. And somebody mentioned earlier in the comments when I said basically I had a lot of mental health issues around the time that I basically found out that I had hepatitis C right when I got my WWE contract after toiling in the indies for 8 years, not making any money, and finally getting what was then my dream back in 2009. So not only did I have that contract ripped away from me, but I had to deal with getting a deadly disease out of my system. Then the first treatment didn't work, and I thought it was absolutely hopeless, but somebody made a comment, well, you got free healthcare in Canada. It's not like that in the US. Well, there's always is free places to get mental health help, but for the record, I actually had to pay for my psychologist that I saw to help me through that, because in Canada, seeing a psychologist is not covered. There are some things that are covered, but seeing a psychiatrist and psychologist, it certainly wasn't for me. I had to pay for that out of pocket. But there is people you can go to that are covered anywhere. There's suicide hotlines anywhere. And also, until I got the hep C out of my system, which I eventually did, I was on some medications to help my moods as well. There's a reason why these medications exist. So don't think you can battle it yourself. Work on it yourself. Research things. I also have learned to meditate and hypnotize myself. But yeah, everybody gets feelings like that, especially in the wrestling industry when you're not famous anymore. Once you experience that fame and it goes away, it can be very hard to replace, which is why some of these older wrestlers still wrestle. Like the Ricky Mortons of the world. He's not going to go work at Walmart. I mean, they've got to wrestle to experience that high. And probably when he can't wrestle anymore, like he's not going to be happy. So for the people that complain about the older wrestlers that still want to wrestle, more power to them. If people want to pay them, as far as I'm concerned, whatever makes people happy. Someone says Darby is a twerp. He looked tiny even next to CM Punk. I don't watch it, so I don't care. All I follow is the ratings, and I've watched 2 of CM Punk's speeches, And how many more of his goddamn speeches am I going to watch? They all say the same thing. My interest is gone. LeVar, yeah, I would interview both of those people. If anyone knows how to contact Corporal Kirshner, email me at greatnorthwrestling@gmail.com because I have no idea how to contact him. Mohammed, I'm almost positive Hep B can be cured. I'm almost positive, and there is a vaccine for Hep B and Hep A. There is no vaccine yet for Hep C, but thank God there's better cures now. Like the treatment that I took that worked was 36 weeks. Now there's like a 3-month treatment that is one pill, let alone the three. Like when I was on it, it was 3 medications. Now it's a lot easier and a lot cheaper. So thank God for modern medicine. But I'm quite positive Hep B is curable because I'm fairly certain that's one of the easier ones to get and is one of the more common ones to get. Sonia, what techniques do I use to help with mental issues? I work out and I train. That was one of the issues which sucks when they had the full lockdown here, which only ended here towards the end of July, because one of my techniques is working out. And when it's minus 30 here in the winter, it's very hard to work outside and you got to get out of the house. You can't be imprisoned in the house. I'd rather catch a fucking cold for a couple days, which is all that would have happened if I had COVID, than be locked in a house for a fucking year. That was pure hell. And we're still feeling the effects of COVID here. They really screwed my show last weekend with their crowd restrictions, causing me at the last minute to have to do 2 shows. It really sucks. Mike brings up Alicia Atut, who was actually one of the hosts of the Great North Wrestling show last weekend. There's 3 matches posted now from that event on the Hannibal TV. And I would love to do another one. I learned a lot from that one. We were a little rusty. But the crowd that was there loved it. The wrestlers loved being part of it. And I would like to do more, to be perfectly honest with you. Danny says Corona's on fire there in the U.S. Well, you guys have a lot less restrictions than us. And we've got ahead of the U.S. now in vaccinations. We're, I believe, around 70% vaccinated here. Jofo wants GNW to Montreal. I don't think indoor events are allowed in Montreal in front of large audiences yet. So I wish we could do indoor events in front of large audiences. If we could, and I will be one of the first companies to pull it off, definitely when we can. Danny, I have no idea. I don't know her. I've only met her in passing a few times. She's very mysterious. And very, I don't If you think you want to date Blaze, you're a braver man than I am, because she seems like she's pure evil. Very dangerous. You wouldn't want to fall asleep next to a woman like that. CJ, Puerto Rico wrestling is pretty much dead. I love Savio Vega, but there's not much going on in Puerto Rico these days. It's pretty much dead. Dave, Don Morocco doesn't want to do an interview with me. I've tried to contact him a few times, and I'm not. To be honest with you guys, my news updates are doing well enough now that I don't even have to do interviews anymore. And I don't even like doing interviews that much, and they cost me money. And a lot of the times you run into idiots doing these interviews, like the goons of the world and the dark journeys of the world. But I'm going to continue doing interviews, but I'm not going to beg these older wrestlers or some people like Barry Horowitz, for instance, has messaged me a couple times that he wants to do them, then never commits. So it's like, fuck you, you fucking loser. Don't waste my fucking time. Thank you for the $10, Justin. You're great. Appreciate it. You're a sweet person. Unlike the other Justin Credible, who's a total scumbag. Have a great night, everybody. Maybe I'm just upset because the weather's getting cold here, and I really hate cold weather. But hope you have a great night.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot